Natalia Lima, period 2. Apathy is running rampant in America today. Uneducated Americans who are too lazy to get informed and involved incessantly harp about societal flaws. The issue is not only that people simply do not care about current events enough to make educated choices, but the effects of their actions, the results of their uneducated decisions, seriously impair our government's ability to function properly. The whole process of representative democracy collapses without our participation. Apathy affects all parts of our society, from not caring what one eats, leading to disintegrating health, to not caring enough to do a homework assignment, leading to a failed class. However, I feel that apathy in this country is mainly reflected through the low voter turnout and large high school dropout rates across the nation. The causes of apathy are simple: government disengagement from the public and public disengagement from the government. The government currently fails to capture the interest of the American public. In order to get involved, the average American must read boring notifications and classified ads to dig for information. Or they could watch C-SPAN, whose audio resembles that of white noise. These methods of involvement are tedious, long-winded, and dreary. If the government really wanted to promote public involvement, their ads would be bright and eye-catching, something the American public would want to see and would want to be a part of. Another cause of the lack of involvement in today's society is the media's caricaturization of politics. Politicians are frequently perceived as power-hungry elite who pay little to no attention to those who elected them. This mess wards away many Americans who do not wish to be involved in drama unfolding all the way across the nation. Today, apathy is most prevalent in our nation's pathetic voter turnout and high school dropout rates. Voting is protected by the government. It's a secret ballot. Nobody can get persecuted for voting how they want to, because nobody else knows what happens inside the poll booth. Employers cannot withhold an employee from voting, and there are thousands of polling stations across the country. Voting is made as easy as possible for the American citizen. There is no reason not to vote. Yet, in the 2008 election, voter turnout was merely 61.7%. And that was highly celebrated as the highest voter turnout since the 1960s. Yet, 1 out of every 3 people didn't vote. How is the American government, a democracy, a government based on the views of the people, supposed to adequately represent the people if a large percent of Americans don't even care enough to voice their own opinions? Americans tend to show a large amount of concern for trivial affairs, such as keeping up with the Kardashians' lives, or how many times Lindsay Lohan has gone to jail. Yet, are totally complacent when it comes to today's political issues. Which is crazy, because the excuse I hear the most frequently is, well, this won't affect me, so why should I care? In regards to the war in Iraq, or immigration policies, etc. But how does how much weight Jessica Simpson gained throughout her pregnancy affect us at all either? The irony here is that these measures on the ballot actually do affect us. Although they might not affect me, a 16-year-old girl in Turlock, California, policies such as immigration will definitely affect me later in life when I try to get a job. To fight this growing ignorance, a video was released featuring various A-listers trying to encourage people to vote during the 2008 election. While I do not know the direct effects of this video, voter turnout did increase by about 5% in the election. Celebrities use their influence over the public to promote a general good. Another example of today's societal apathy is found in the youth. High school dropout rates are on the rise, according to the Washington Post. There is no excuse to not pass high school. For those who have trouble learning, they can take an extra year or take remedial classes. All that is needed is to score basic on standardized tests. High school is practically free. No Child Left Behind, and other similar programs ensure just that no child is left behind. Yes, I'm aware that never again will I probably ever have to find the derivative of a function after leaving calculus class. Nor do I think that knowing the causes of the War of 1812 will help me get further in life. However, I do feel that high school is a place where one learns how to learn. High school is society on steroids, a gateway to adulthood, a hazing ground for the next generation. High school is a prerequisite for adult life. I believe the reasons that dropout rates on any level of education are on the rise is due to the large amount of successful dropouts. By putting them on a pedestal, the crude image of dropout is elevated to an image of saintlyhood, the epitome of the American dream. Someone who is not completely polished, someone who doesn't have a shiny degree to flaunt, yet is still successful. However, this is just a facade. People without a GED repetitively have lower incomes, are more frequently on welfare, and are more frequently unemployed. Only a certain few make it big, and the reason they do is frequently these multi-billionaires drop out after they have a promising company under their belt. They have a safety net that most dropouts don't have. Dropouts don't realize this. They think that if they drop out of college, it doesn't matter, because all these other people made it big. Why should they care to finish their degree if there's success stories from people who don't have a degree? A fight against apathy must occur. High school graduation rates and voter turnout rates must rise. But the issue is motivating Americans to do so, the root of apathy itself. If motivation wasn't an issue, then apathy wouldn't be one either. But at this point, after hours of thought, the only way I thought to fight apathy effectively is through scare tactics. The phrase scare tactics sounds far more vulgar than it actually is. What I mean is that the effects of America's apathy must be duly illustrated. With this, Americans will be appalled, mortified. They will be scared of the results their apathy causes. It's the same idea behind these anti-smoking commercials that were recently released. People will see how terrible life will be if they don't care enough to perform basic civil duties, such as complete an education that is basically given to them for free, or to vote on matters that affect their everyday life. People will eventually realize that with a basic knowledge of current events, or a GED, life will be much easier. Finding jobs will be easier. Having a president you actually like because you voted and your vote counted. A representative that actually represents you and your beliefs. You have more qualifications for a job. You can make more money. Life will be better if you actually care.